It's Ryan.
It's Yauni. And as you can see, it's just the two of us. Zoe wasn't, it's not like she was excluded from the channel or anything.
Yeah, no.
It's just a video that we're going to do. She did a video and we're doing a video.
So today we're going to be doing two different things. We're going to be talking about concepts that mess us up, I guess, and conspiracy theories.
So what
This is so
the
weird.
Xoxo series.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess let's just get started.
Yeah, let's just get into the video. Okay, so a while ago, we were talking. We just put down different concepts and stuff. So yeah, the first concept that we're gonna talk about is God, and I mean, to some people, God is a concept, and to other people, like us, it's our religion and stuff like that, and we believe in Him and stuff. But if you just if you just go deep down into
your brain,
the deep
and
parts of your brain, where did this concept come from?
Because I know there are a lot of times you'll want to ask about it, but then you feel bad because it's you still want God and stuff. And if you aren't religious, or if you are but you don't believe in God or anything, just that's fine. You don't have to eat us alive or come for our necks. I'm just talking about how we feel. And it's basically it's just really weird because people say just don't ask questions, just believe. But it's as a person, you still think about it. It's where did he come from?
Exactly. It's literally, if you just genuinely think about it, this is a person that created Earth and people and life and animals and water and everything, the whole universe. Where did he come from?
Where did he come from to make the universe?
To make it, if you just didn't genuinely think about it, he just came out of nowhere
and decided
that's
in
so
thin
weird.
Air, in the darkness of the universe and everything, and just decided I'm gonna make an Earth and other planets. But then it's when you think about it, and they only talk about how he made Earth, so it's
how is Earth the only planet that could? And why are things at the bottom not falling?
Why are we not falling? How are we?
That's planets. We're literally a ball floating.
We're literally a floating ball, and
in space.
The reason why I don't believe that Earth is the only planet or place that can sustain life in our entire galaxy and everything is because we're literally a tiny little speck. How in our Earth. In our Earth, in our planet or whatever, it's these little pseudopods and stuff that are so tiny, and they're just a speck of our planet, and we are just a speck of the universe. Everything around us, there are multiple different galaxies, all types of places. We're literally this big compared to everything around us. So for all we know, somewhere in another galaxy, somebody is just well, this is the only place that has life because they can't get over here, and we're saying that because we can't get over there. Moving on, because I can talk about that all day. But
yeah. So our next concept is painkillers. Honestly, how do you take a pill to get rid of your pain? How does that? It doesn't heal your wound. It doesn't just go away.
And then the fact that if you take too many painkillers, you start to feel pain because the painkillers,
or you get addicted to them.
Or you get addicted.
I'd like to know.
I'd like
so
to know.
I'm asking. So
I'm genuinely asking.
I'll honestly, how does that happen?
For you to tell me, because it makes no sense whatsoever. But
exactly. So
yeah.
This comes along with periods, and we're going to move on to our next concept, the female body. Honestly, how could a man ever think that he could run the world when we literally grow human beings in our stomachs?
And they come out of our...
And they come out of us.
They come out. We push
we
a
are the
whole
source
human
of
out
life.
of our bodies.
Plants. Our next concept. Plants grow from a seed. You plant it, and you water it, get it a little sun, give it a little time, and it will sprout into a flower, a fruit, a vegetable,
a tree,
grass, Stop.
A car.
A car.
You can make a car.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Come on now. Need I say more?
Do you
like, and it's weird
That's
because
weird.
it's like the same thing. Like, you're an egg, it's a seed. You water your eggs, basically us. You water us. You give us food and water, and take the right supplements. You water your plants. You give it the right type of fertilizer, all types of stuff. It grows. We grow. Then we grow. They both grow. And then when your plant grows, it has more seeds. So you take the seeds off of that plant to plant more. And then when we grow, we have more eggs. We have more seeds. We have more seeds so that we can keep
the connection.
The
Mother Nature.
Oh my gosh,
Mother Nature. Fingerprints that come along with humans. There are billions and billions of people. How is it possible that we all have different fingerprints?
And you have 10 different ones.
10 different ones.
You have a different one here,
Each.
different one here, different one here. Each.
How?
And nobody's is the same.
No one's is remotely
Not
the same.
one
not
out of
the same.
7 billion people in the world. Not one of the 10 on each 7 billion. So 7 billion times 10 is like 70 billion.
That sounds right.
That sounds about right.
70
billion different fingerprints, and
Y'all.
none of them are the same.
None of them are the same.
On my toes,
like,
my fingers, everybody else, none of them are the
that's
same.
weird. And what's crazy is like you can meet your doppelganger and stuff. Like, you know how people
Like,
on
people
Twitter
look the same.
show like, oh, like I was on the plane and this guy looked just like me and stuff.
But the
saying
only
whatever.
reason why
But it's like
we're different is because my fingerprints.
even twins, identical twins,
They don't even have the same
have the same
fingerprints.
fingerprint. And then the afterlife, reincarnation.
I believe in reincarnation.
This is something that like also goes with religion. Like some religions believe that you'll be reborn into anything: a fly, a book, an animal, a chair, a you,
worm.
a person,
could be a person.
anything. Like you could, a worm, a
When you
bird.
come back, maybe
literally
the same
come as
person. Anything.
Like
a camera, a phone. You'll be made into something new.
It hurts my brain because as of me right now, I feel like in my next life, what if I could remember it? But think about it. I don't remember my last life.
my last life.
You don't remember your last life. And it'll hurt my brain because I'll like genuinely strain myself thinking like, oh my gosh, if I really was here before this, I don't remember it. So I'm not going to remember it in my next life. Thinking, oh, I remember my mom's
And some people
number.
say your birthmarks are marks from like your death in your past life.
So our next concept is a Spanish song, and this is just like on some high stuff. Like you're like, okay, so like in a Spanish song, do they rhyme the words with other Spanish words, or do they rhyme it with the English translation of those words?
I don't even know because Como la Flor. Okay, that song, it rhymes in Spanish, but when you say the actual lyrics in English, it makes like it doesn't rhyme.
Our next concept is accents. Like we English, this regular nothing accent, but there are so many different ones. And like when British people like have to force themselves to make an American accent,
always
it's like scary. And then when we have to force ourselves to make a British or like English accent, it's weird. Like,
yeah, like how does your mind know to like make your mouth move a certain type of way to talk a certain type of way?
Exactly.
Like
How
if
do
I'm
you
like,
know to do that?
hey y'all, I'm from Houston, Texas. I actually am, but I don't know if I actually talk like that. But when we go other places, people are like, y'all are from Texas or something, and they just automatically know we're from Texas. And it's like, oh yeah, we're from Texas. But like, how do I know to like make that my country accent? So like, if I'm talking like I'm British or English or something, like the original English, I guess you could say. Like, how do I know to make my mouth move a certain type of way? Or if I'm talking like
to make,
Australian
exactly,
or something.
like make
how do I
my
know?
voice not, that's so weird. So the last concept to end off this first half of the video is getting scared. How do you know when to feel fear and when to not feel fear? Like, if you are at the top of a building and you look down and it's really, really high, and you feel uneasy and you feel scared, how do you know to feel scared for that? Or like even being a baby, like if it's dark or something, or there's a loud noise, like
how do you get scared?
How do you get scared? Who told you that the dark is scary? Who told you that heights are scary? Who told you that this loud noise is scary?
It's scary. Like, it's honestly like, it's weird because there are a lot of times where like things aren't even scary, but they're scary. Like, you know, if it's like, oh, like you're having a dream and there's nothing going on in the dream, like you're literally just talking with some friends, for some reason when you wake up you're scared, and it's like, why did that dream just scare me? And it's like because something in it just kind of made you uneasy sometimes, or it's like it's really weird, or sometimes you don't get scared at all and it's just like,
exactly. Or like when you look up scary pictures on the internet,
how does it know to come up with like clowns?
Yeah, clowns,
and creepy dolls, like
that girl from like The Ring, or like The Grudge or something. It's like,
see, I'm uneasy now because I thought about what was gonna fit underneath my bed,
and you're about to be uneasy when we start getting into these conspiracy theories from Nickelodeon or childhood shows, I guess.
So the first one is, Hey Arnold, the truth about Arnold's parents and his disease. Let's see. So, in the show, Arnold is presented as an orphan who lives in his grandparents' boarding house. Some think that his grandparents are actually his real parents, and because of a pregnancy so late in life, there was serious complications with Arnold's birth.
Is that it?
No.
Oh.
I'm just pausing for dramatic effect. Process
okay.
that.
Process.
Okay. He was born with hydrocephalus, a condition which causes a buildup of water in the brain, augmenting the size of the head. This accounts for Arnold's football-shaped head.
Ooh.
Beyond that, conspiracy theorists also think that Arnold's friends are imaginary. He uses them to escape reality.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah.
You can go.
Okay.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Okay. First of all, my thing is it's a child's show. Why do you have to go any deeper with? Ooh, we're gonna make this kid that has a disease. So his head is gonna be shaped like a football, and then his friends are gonna be imaginary. He's just gonna be imagining.
And he's imagining them because like he has his disease and like he doesn't have any real friends.
And then his grandparents are actually going to be his real parents.
And that's why his head is,
that's why his head is going to be shaped like that, because his grandparents are really old, which are actually his real parents.
We're going to put this on Nickelodeon.
Why?
Number 2, Rugrats. All the babies are dead and or imaginary figures. Why? On Nickelodeon. All of the Rugrats are dead and figments of Angelica's imagination. Chucky, the anxious redhead, died with his mother, which explains why his father Chaz is such a mess. The main character, Tommy, was a stillborn, and his death had a lasting effect on his father. Stu's obsession with making toys stems from the trauma of losing his son. As for Phil and Lil, the twins with slightly ambiguous genders, they're... Sorry, I'm starting to like get all disoriented again. As for Phil and Lil, the twins with slightly ambiguous genders, their mother, Betty, had an abortion, knowing that Betty was pregnant and then not. Angelica didn't know the sex of the baby and thus created twins to include both sexes.
Wow.
Who thought this? Who said? Who?
And why?
Why? How? When? Where?
Oh.
Because it makes sense. So when I watched, like, after hearing this for the first time, and I watched, like, you know, I think, like, the Rugrats movie where they went on, like, a vacation or something, I felt really awkward because things kind of made sense because of the fact that, like, you know, the kids and everything, like, the parents really don't pay attention to them that much, and Angelica's the only one who really, like, talks to them. And it just made me feel really weird because I was like, okay, like,
I don't know, like, it's, like, why go deeper? And
why?
then, like,
why can't it just be a kid's show?
Exactly, it's a kid's show. So, like, the creators, if this is genuinely, because obviously these are conspiracy theories, so, like, people that didn't create the show just go through and make up different theories and stuff, and just, like, make connections and correlations where there might be or there may not be. And as a creator,
Why would you think that?
As the creator, why
Are
would
you going deep enough to think like, they're all dead and stillborn, and that's why we're gonna make him like make a bunch of kids' toys, and that's why there's 2 kids because of Jellicoe didn't know the sex, and
and
this is
the
why he's
connections
like
are there,
this
just-
because his mom and him died. Like, so the next one is Scooby-Doo post-depression theory. Here's another fun one from Reddit. The original Scooby-Doo series is set after a horrible economic depression. Everything is abandoned and falling apart. And all the villains are people who would normally be respected. Professors, museum curators, celebrities, who have fallen into hard times just like everyone else. Anyways.
It says SpongeBob SquarePants is on meth.
Amphetamines?
Yeah, meth.
That's amphetamines.
Meth. He's always really, really happy, energetic, and occasionally paranoid. If he ever is in a bad mood, it's the result of a major crash. He goes from really happy to really sad or really angry. There's no middle ground. Patrick Star is a stoner. He laughs at stupid things and eats all the time. He must go through like a pound of weed a week. Squidward is on heroin. He's always down. He yells at SpongeBob for being hyped up and energetic. Mr. Crab. It's Crab.
Mr. Krabs.
Krabs?
Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs is on coke. Krabs
Mr. Crab.
is on coke. He's really uppity and he's always concerned about money. Coke is expensive. Sandy Cheeks is just an alcoholic. She ruins every episode she's in because she's always drinking. Whoa.
That makes sense. I mean, it's a stretch, but it makes sense.
It
For
is a
Patrick, to be a stoner. I like that one a lot. The fact that he's a stoner.
Yeah.
Because he's always happy and just laughing, and he does eat a lot. So I think that one's pretty reasonable. Powerpuff Girls. I love the Powerpuff Girls. I don't know what they thought that was or what they're doing today, but the old Powerpuff Girls, amazing. Multiple personality theory. Here's another intense one from Soupy user. The 3 girls, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup, are all fractions of one host personality whose name is unknown to the audience. But for convenience sake, we will call her Brenda. Okay, Brenda. The cause for the development of multiple personality disorder in Brenda originates from bullying in early childhood by her older brother, whose actual character is unknown to the audience, but is manifested in Brenda's hallucinations and Mojo Jojo. The girls with greatest nemesis. Thoughts? Click the link in the author. Whatever. So
I think that's a stretch.
That's a stretch. You don't even know if this is like, it could just be a show. Like that one is a major stretch to say
That's
that
a
like
huge stretch.
Mojo Jojo is
an older brother, like a character based off
of somebody we're just gonna call Brenda, whose brain this is all in, but we don't even know if that's true. So who's the professor? Ed, and Eddie. Purgatory theory. I don't know what that means, but this theory originated with a long past on 4chan, but it essentially implies that Ed, and Eddie's cul-de-sac is cursed, and its former residents died before they grew up and are therefore stuck at the cul-de-sac on another plane, much like purgatory. I don't know what purgatory means, but that seems like a stretch too, because
that
like,
make a stretch.
where are we getting that like their cul-de-sac must be cursed? Like,
The
'cause
only
someone died.
thing is that like it always seems like their town is vacant.
Yeah, that's something.
Like,
Is like
it's just like
just
they're
them.
just kids and
a random like
no
no
parents,
man's
no
land.
family, like nobody's there except for a few other people and that guy that talks with a piece of wood and stuff, and it's just like
exactly like
let me hear a theory about that.
we'll see. Next, Garfield hallucination theory.
I've heard this one.
Ooh, here's one that gives us chills. I don't know. The
She
theory, yeah. No, she did. Yes, she did. New stuff that just came out into makeup all.
Oh yeah.
The theory that John and Odie don't exist. Garfield is actually dying of starvation and just imagining John and Odie. There was a reference to this in a Halloween-themed comic. Garfield woke up in a condemned and abandoned house. He calls out for Odie and John, but there is no answer. He then wills the illusion back on himself and continues his delusions about his family. That's a little creepy because I think I've heard that one before, yeah. Now that I think about it, I've heard it before and they were talking about that's why he's always like eating and stuff. Because like when he's in his hallucination or whatever, because he's starving like in real life. And that was really creepy, yeah. That one's sad. But it's
sad,
just,
yeah, that's sad.
Like, anyways, that's sad that like, yeah, like a whole cat has to like imagine being with somebody.
A family and eating lasagna and stuff.
But yeah, it has to be imagine being with a family of like a guy and like another pet and everything. Like that's so sad.
Should open your eyes. Animals are starving.
People are too, but you know.
People are too.
Do something about it, okay?
Do something.
Do something.
Donate something.
Donate. If you have $1, give it to somebody. Don't be stingy.
Give it to someone.
You don't need it.
Help somebody out.
Help somebody. Should be loving someone. Anyways.
Oh, this is 32 minutes.
Wow. Courage the Cowardly Dog Show.
The last one.
Nowhere theory. This Courage the Cowardly Dog theory could be real, right? Courage is actually a normal dog and he sees the world through a dog's eyes. All the villains in the show are just normal people, but to a little dog they seem scary. They don't actually live in the middle of nowhere, but since his owners are too old to take him outside for walks, he only knows what's around his immediate property. And everything beyond that is nothing because he's never seen it. I like this theory better than the other one. Than like,
the fact that they're in hell
and all the bad people, like people who are
demons
coming to,
people coming to
their door and stuff.
Because that theory sounds more realistic. This one does sound realistic, just like on like a nicer plane, but like the other one, it's like, that could explain
a lot why
because they
he's
can't,
always like,
can't leave the town. Their house, like
exactly, like they're always
creepy people are always coming to their house and stuff, and like oh gosh.
The last one is about Dexter's laboratory, and I love Dexter's laboratory. Theory. It just says theory. How could a kid have a laboratory in his house, you ask? One theory insists that he didn't. It was all in his head. As a socially awkward introvert, Dexter relied heavily on his imagination. His rivals were his few friends with similarly huge imaginations, and when they played together, the usual fantastical Dexter's Lab shenanigans would ensue. Dexter's big imagination also explains his bizarre accent. Why does he have to have like something wrong with him? Like, why can't he just be like a regular kid who's playing around? Because I know when I think back, like I had a big imagination. I thought I was somebody. Like when I was playing teacher and stuff, I remember playing teacher, and it's like I can genuinely imagine a classroom around me.
Exactly.
Like, why can't I just be a regular kid?
Please.
Why do I have to be socially awkward and weird?
I'm not socially awkward. They hadn't have gone down that road, of like him being an introvert or whatever stuff, it would have just been like, he's a kid and he's just like imagining, like he's just
why'd you have to imagination.
But like, why do all of these theories have to have
some type of disease or something wrong with them? Like,
what's her name from the Rugrats? They didn't just say, she was just imagining it. They were trying to say she was schizophrenic.
Yeah, she was schizophrenic, and like she was thinking about all this stuff.
Oh my gosh, like.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a fat thumbs up. Leave a fat comment down below and hit the subscribe button.
Juicy comment
with a fat thumb. And yeah, you'll see y'all in the next fat video.
Bye guys.
Bye guys.
Thank you for watching.